Hello, I'm Jim McDonald. I'm an herbalist. I live in Michigan, but I'm not in Michigan right now. I'm in Oregon, and that can be challenging because when we first got to where I'm at right now, I was looking around and I was thinking, well, I don't know that, I don't know that, and that doesn't grow by me. But, if you think about a lot of our common weeds, they grow where there's disturbed soil, and it seems like wherever people live, we disturb the soil. So I looked and I saw this plant growing here, and I thought, well, that seems to be wild lettuce. And then I wondered, is it the same species of wild lettuce that grows by me, Lactuca? And yes, I think it is. And there's different wild lettuces. There's where I live, I can speak to that. There's two really tall wild lettuces, Lactuca canadensis and Lactuca biennis. Canadensis has yellow flowers, biennis has kind of pale blue flowers. And then there's prickly wild lettuce, Lactuca. And the way that you can tell that this is prickly wild lettuce is that it's got prickles on it. It's well named. Also, it's kind of got this gray-green color, right? So there's, most plants are green, but they have different shades of green. Some are more blue-green and some are more yellow-green. And this one, I think, is kind of gray-green. And then there's this interesting things where the leaves, they don't grow out flat like this, like a lot of plants. They kind of are turned sideways. And so that's something that I look for, I'm not guaranteeing that any plant that's gray-green and has sideways leaves and some prickles on it is this plant. You'll need to figure that out, make sure yourself, that's important. But I'm confident that this is prickly wild lettuce. And it's a cool plant, but I need to dispel something about it. You may have seen on the internet, you may have had someone post on social media that wild lettuce was once called lettuce opium, which it was, and that it's as strong as opium or stronger than opium or stronger than morphine, and it's totally not. It's not. If you were to get surgery and someone gave you wild lettuce instead of morphine, you would be so bummed out, right? What wild lettuce is it is a relaxant. It is a mild antispasmodic and a calming herb, but it's not, and in those regards, it's maybe like opium or like morphine, but it's not anywhere near the potency or forcefulness or scale of how strong opium or morphine is. But you can make preparations with it. And one of these preparations was called lettuce opium. And if we break a leaf, and we'll notice that it exudes a milky latex, just like opium poppy would. And they used to make this stuff called Lacticarium, where they would chop up the stems and it would exude latex, and they would scrape off the latex, and then they would chop more stems and they would scrape off more latex, and they would get just a pile of latex, and they would dry it and they would extract that. That concentrated its relaxant and somewhat sedative effects. And you can make that. It's really tedious. It'll take you a long time. Different people make tinctures in different ways. Some people might make a tincture and then strain it out and put more herb in it and then make the tincture again using the same tincture that they made to make a new batch, and do that a few times to sort of concentrate it. Some people use dried herbs. Different people do things different ways. But I've made a tincture with this plant, and I can use it for mild stressed outedness, right? So you're kind of stressed out, you need something that's going to calm you down a little bit. It can be a calming herb. But I think it's a great antispasmodic for upper respiratory tension and spasmodic coughing. And I'll just use the straight tincture of the fresh plant for that. I don't always double or triple or quadruple macerate it. I can just use it as it is and mix it with other herbs, and I like it quite a bit. Sometimes if you can't sleep, that tincture can be helpful. The more you concentrate it, the more macerations you do, the more, I don't want to say it's going to be stronger, but the less you need to take to get the same effect from it. It's a really weedy plant, and so therefore it's very sustainable to gather. It's something that you can kind of gather with wild abandon and not have to worry about screwing up your environment. And it's a good plant to know because of that. The more that we can focus on weedy stuff, the more pressure we take off of sensitive stuff that's not weedy and has a lot of ecological and sustainability considerations. So wild lettuce, whether one of the tall ones or this small prickly one, is a great herb to know and really simple and safe. It's not like morphine, it's not like opium, but it's better because it's not like it.